Hi, my name is Shantae Larry. This is my case study 1 project. All right, so client profile, kiddo 1 is what I'm going to be referring to the client as. His age is 3. His diagnosis is autism spectrum disorder. The initial parent interview, parents reported deficits in social skills, compulsive / maladaptive behaviors and communication. And the behaviors that we decided to target was tantrums, elopement, and whining. Possible reinforcements of behavior. In the initial assessment, parents shared that when he is in tantrums, because it's so frequent, they just give him whatever it is that they think that he wants. Parents could be positively reinforcing the tantrums by giving him items when he is having behaviors, which is in return increasing the frequency of the maladaptive behaviors. The assessments that we ran was the functional behavior assessment. And within the functional behavior assessment, we did parent interviews and ABC data. The ABC data was conducted in the clinic. The parent interviews was only conducted during the first initial assessment. Every RBT that had him within the first week filled out an ABC data sheet for any time he engaged in tantrums, elopement, or whining. The data suggested that elopement was being maintained by both escape and attention, depending on the setting. So for instance, tasks at the table, he would run from the therapist or run from the table that they were working at. And while in the hallway, he would run away from the therapist so that they could chase him. He would be looking back and like laughing. Or once you get to him, he would try to run away again. Tantrums were being maintained by access to tangibles. The only time he seemed to engage in a tantrum is when he couldn't have something based on the ABC data. So the interventions that we decided to implement for elopement was a token board system on a fixed ratio 3 schedule of reinforcement, and also implementing a visual schedule so he can know the expectations of like, all right, we're going to work for this amount of time, and then you get to go, we're going to work for this amount of time, and then you get to go to another room. For the token board, for every 3 responses that he gave, he was able to receive a token. And for tantrums and whining, we decided to go with functional communication because he does have the skills to be able to tell us what he wants. It's just being able, knowing the right words to say it. So we did limit it to 2-word verbal commands, and making sure to just reinforce that with whatever it is that he wants. For the token board, we also made it into Mario Kart because he's, excuse me, sorry. We made the token board as Mario Kart because that's what he seems to be like, so like happy about. Like that's the thing that he likes to play with the most. Which goes into the next thing, motivating operations. So we did run a preference assessment. Free operant was used to determine preferred activities and toys. So we just took him around a center to see like what items and stuff he engaged with the most, and then kind of just brought them to a room. And then within that room, we tried to see which ones he preferred the most. His preferred activities and items turned out to be playing Mario, Mario figurines. Peach was his favorite. And then playing in the gym. We have like this jungle gym and this swing that he really enjoys. generalization and maintenance. When goals are met on Central Reach, they go into generalization. We do use Central Reach for programming and stuff. If he continues to meet the goal with 80% or above accuracy, the targets will go into maintenance and show up every 5 days in sessions. And that's kind of how we generalize and maintain the goals, and making sure that like they're just not going out, and he's constantly being what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know the word right now. Outcomes and modifications. Okay, so we have, when he first started, he was not in academy. We have this academy program, which is basically just helping get your kid used to like being in a school setting so that it prepares them for kindergarten. Elopement has increased in this setting. We can't seem to get him to sit at the centers to complete the work that's at the centers, or stay during circle time. So we did run a preference assessment to see what preferred edibles he liked. Baseline data was taken to determine the longest amount of time that he is able to sit in the seat before he actually elopes, and it ended up being a minute. So the goal was to just reinforce him sitting in his seat every 30 seconds with the highest preferred edible, which ended up being Oreos and gummies. Right now we are in the second week of gathering data on it, and his elopement is still pretty high. So we're going to reassess in about 2 weeks to see if we need to change some things. But that's all I have so far. Thank you.